I think he held it for us a couple times. We gotta go
has
through,
he?
we gotta go through Coombs. He drives
But
for
you're
Coombs.
talking hauling other stuff, I take it.
Yeah, they want the plastic and stuff we got up here, but then North Platte wants us to start taking all that stuff again in order for them to keep taking our cardboard, so. That was the agreement, what,
Right.
almost a year ago, and we haven't got it. At least that's how I understood it. You the same?
Right, she
So-
was expecting us to deliver the other recyclables.
So they want our plastic bottles too, or no?
Yeah, they want everything but glass, and glass, I guess I'm just gonna have to get with Byron and figure out how to get it out to the dump, cause they won't take glass.
Well, I know a lot of people are screaming that we're not doing it.
Uh-huh,
Once you start something, take it away, it's not good.
uh-huh.
Right.
So, I assume if we have, now, how much is he wanting to haul that stuff?
He didn't tell me, but I told him that I would talk to you about it and whatever.
I'm hoping there's enough in recycling to cover some of that. But wouldn't we have to put that out for like bids, basically?
Yeah.
So,
Well, we're having trouble getting anybody to do it right now anyway, right?
But I think we still have to, but I'll put it out for bids, and then he'd have to put a bid in on doing it. So. I can catch up with you on that sometime. Other than that, that's all I've got, unless you guys have questions.
It's just too bad that mail truck that comes down here from North Platte every day isn't a bigger truck.
Yeah. So,
Are they gonna move that to Denver?
Yeah. It's in the works.
Move
the mail.
Yeah.
When are they gonna move?
The mail system to Denver. They're taking it from North Platte and moving it to Denver.
It takes a while to send a letter now.
Yikes.
Okay, well, that's all I got.
Well, North
Thank
Platte
you,
was
guys.
kinda getting reliable. Now they're gonna move it.
Steve, I'll send you that stuff this afternoon.
We don't
Okay,
have
on
that.
that too. Is your mom okay?
Okay.
Doing better?
Got two new Freightliner.
Exactly what you're talking about on that rear end.
I think so.
I had, on your truck rear ends, maybe that, I can help me
They might have
figure
been on
out how to
there.
help,
They're
if I can.
Yeah, you can.
They might have been.
Great.
I'll do it.
Thanks.
Yep. Have a good week, guys.
Thank you.
All right, Eddie. I didn't realize you were running ahead of schedule.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Since Steve there, did you find out anything on top sealing that airport road or?
Oh, shoot. Oh, I was gonna talk to him and then
I mentioned it to him, and
yeah,
he was gonna talk with.
Sport.
well, let me go grab him real quick.
I see you at least patched them holes in the front, or somebody did.
Well, yes, the state furnished the material and the city did the labor.
I wonder how they're ever gonna figure out who them belong to,
I don't
who's
know.
in charge.
It's not on anybody's list of things to do, I don't think.
Oh, they're working on it.
They belong to the state. They don't wanna do it.
But
Do you want to ask him?
have you had a chance to look at that airport road on whether that?
I did.
What do you think?
I've got them off a big crack.
I know.
But there's material that could probably fill that, and, you mentioned something about maybe trying to chip seal that.
Whatever. You're the expert on that.
Well, might be a stretch, but,
I mean, it probably needs chip sealed.
and just from, where the home is, nursing home, up to the, the ramp for the airport, is that the
Well, that parking area, that's all laid together.
That might have more issues if you're talking there at the home. That's alligatored out pretty bad in some places. And part of it's okay where you drive through, if you just go straight through onto the airport. It's just that west half that didn't look so good if I remember right.
They're talking the parking lot or?
Parking lot.
Yeah.
And all the way from the highway, all the way or no?
Well, yeah, from the highway.
From the highway all the way to the tarmac or the ramp for the airport.
And then what about that street that goes east? See, those nutrient trucks run on that also.
It goes to the east.
Are you talking in front of Dr. Baxter's?
No,
The road that goes
Between the
around.
airport and
the water tank,
Right there, okay.
between the airport.
that road goes east. And
Right.
it was my understanding, and I don't know what they ended up doing, but one time they talked about trucks were supposed to go through past the airport and
To the back road.
to that back
Yeah, we
road.
talked about that once before. I don't
And
know
the
whatever.
county, put in that road from that hangar north, like to Judy's property, kinda. But I don't know how that ended up. I know that was discussed at one time, but right now all those trucks are going past the village's front door and then they're turning and going down that.
Okay.
And so there's there's truck traffic on there and those aren't really made for truck traffic either.
Who would be in charge of talking to Nutrien about asking them to go around?
Because they can't. Crossing private property. A road goes across Judy Baxter.
The road right now that the county put in would belong to the county.
Right.
But how
You're
do you
wanting to
get
turn and go over to Judy and,
to the sale barn?
yeah.
And see, that's why I don't know how that ended up. I just know that was talked about. But she'd have had to been agreeable to that, and I don't know
Well-
what, that stuff doesn't always get
I
finalized.
don't know. I don't think the county put that road in going from the vet clinic over to her house. That was a little road she put in.
That
But,
already,
but there's a road from there goes to those new hangars,
Yes,
and the county did that.
yes.
Yeah, but no, the county didn't do this.
So,
She just started driving.
so they have to come up that road and end in. I doubt if there's any more trucks than was going when Grace was up there.
Well, there's more volume, because they're doing more fertilizer. And Grace didn't do much of that. So there's several trucks a week this time of year.
I just know they'd have to deal with Judy.
Yeah. Well, at one time, they talked about running something on her property, but then she said no. On the west side of her building. That was discussed, but she didn't, she said, no, I don't want that.
well,
See,
there's a problem with access from 36 also.
yeah, because you can't, it'd have to duck out and go onto that drive-in that's there. Because you can't get another access on the highway. So I know she was involved in those discussions way back, but I don't know how it ended up. But anyway, that road is going to need attention too. I mean, that part of that street.
Where are they going in and out of right now, Larry? See that at all? Is that the nutrient hangar there, or building?
Yes. So they're coming here and over, and then coming in. The county put this in.
So that's a gravel,
And it's a nice
Dirt.
gravel there.
and then cutting across there, and that's
Yeah.
all dirt and gravel.
See now from here, this is paved
That is, okay.
to here. The pavement goes around here. But this is just dirt from here.
Okay, I need to
to
drive
here.
that
Yeah,
east-west stretch and look at that.
and then there's another east-west here that's paved.
So then they're turning in here and then going down,
Well, they're getting off the highway here,
right?
here, and here.
And then they leave,
They
Heavy.
leave the same way.
well, it could be heavy going either way, I guess.
Well, they're heavy going in.
In, okay.
And the issue is, you know, when they get to that stop sign and they have to turn sharp to make that corner, those tandem axles really scoot sideways, and that's hard on pavement. And that's right where the main problem was that they worked on now. And that's those crossovers, you know, too. Those semis were turning to get out on the 4-lane highway. And those tandem axles slide and put a lot of pressure on the pavement.
Like when they bring fuel in for the planes, does that come in a tanker or is that just a smaller?
I've never seen one come in, so I don't know.
I don't know how that's doing.
Because you could go straight up and go in on the airport road. You could go across in front of that big hangar and have a road over around. That'd keep them off that oil,
Yeah, wouldn't cup it out so bad.
you know what I'm saying? You could go into the airport where Grace's is at and build a road across on the south side of the airport, the big hangar. And the north side of that new building Grace's put up. And then get you over there.
Or if it would be cheaper just to try to maintain what we've got.
Oil ain't cheap.
And the other one's just
And
a
I don't
dirt
think it's gonna
road.
get cheaper, is it, Steve?
Unfortunately not.
Would you have to consult the FAA? Because you're putting in a new road?
Probably.
There'd be grants for that.
Oh, yeah.
At least the engineers.
The engineers like those, don't they?
I mean, see where that
We
is.
didn't engineer them to go, that's part of the airport where we put that other road.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, but when they built those hangars, they had to go through a process.
Because that's basically gravel from the, when you get to the end of the rest home right there, that's just gravel going on into the airport.
There's pavement that goes east a ways.
And I'm talking going south.
Yeah, going south. When you go south of Judy's house is dirt or gravel, and then going up to those hangars is dirt and gravel. And that's a nice road the county put in, and it's got nice gravel. That's a nice road they put in there. So there's, like I say, there's some pavement going east. So all I want is some way to keep that pavement decent. It just needs to be on somebody's radar.
Yeah, because that's not a very good setup to begin with, having all their vehicles going past the nursing home.
I doubt that east-west road's very thick.
No, no, it's not. So if you would check that out and that parking lot area, I mean, I know the last time it was sealed, which I don't know when it was, I mean, it was all done together. And it needs attention also, I mean, it's,
Just if there's asphalt part, if it's broken up there on that east-west stretch going east of Denison, that's, just putting a chip seal on it's not gonna last. That's the only, you're look at more of a resurfacing,
What about tearing it up
just put
on the
in,
east-west?
you mean, just grind it up and turn it into gravel, or?
The parking lot?
No,
Just-
sorry.
I mean, just an idea.
Not the parking lot.
Because you know,
I'm
like you
listening.
said, with those tandems turning and such, and it's tearing it up, gravel would be easier to get in there and fix.
There's a few streets around town that maybe need that.
I'll look at it, Larry.
Touche.
I'll look at it.
Okay,
And
very
I just looked from Dennison going all the way up to the airport, and I need
Yeah.
to go across. But I can just see from just even the aerial, it's,
And there's
Got
an
some
issue
cracking,
right
but-
at the end of the village part. That there's an area there that's cracked, broken up pretty bad, just like 10, 12
To the
feet
south.
wide, yeah. When you're going on up to the airport.
you know, with the truck traffic, that's gonna make it difficult. I mean, vehicles would be one thing, but heavy trucks, that's be a challenge to patch it, to keep it, you know, get it to hold.
I know at some point that pavement, you know, it gets to where maintenance, you know, I'm looking for something we could do to maintain it without, you know, to keep the cost under control, but you know more about, you know the ins and outs of
So
that.
just to clarify, the county is responsible for the parking lot at the village.
That's all county property.
It is, okay. I didn't know if there were
Bless you.
maintenance workers at the village that took care of the lot, or if it was.
They clean snow.
But that's it.
So, yeah, there's pavement that goes around in between those apartments
Right.
too.
And that's the part
all
that, but that,
county.
we could probably seal that back up, chip
Good,
it, because
good.
that's not getting the heavy traffic
Yeah.
as this
Yeah,
part of it would, but that's in better shape too.
and that would be just sealing it, not chip sealing? I mean, there's a
Probably
difference.
would chip seal it if there's
Okay.
gonna be potential for truck traffic.
So, I mean, I just don't want it to get so bad that we gotta start clear over. And maybe that's where we're at already, I don't know. I hope not. Surely we're not. You do your magic.
We've got a couple piles, I don't know if that'd be enough to do that, at least this year, just a lot. Possibly, I'll have to measure that out.
Okay? So you've got chip seal material?
We got a little bit left over. Like I said, I'm not sure if that'd be enough to do all that. It could be.
Okay,
Not, I mean, when I say all of that, I mean, I'm talking just the parking lot area
yeah.
for now. The other, need to look at that, and that may or may not require more extensive repairs. Just have to look at it.
If you would, please, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Here's some numbers on remodeling the kitchen in
Okay.
apartment 6.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
That seems pretty cheap for doing a kitchen. Isn't it?
I
Not a big
hope so.
kitchen, but
This is your, that doesn't include the demolition part of it, the cement excavation.
Those two numbers go together.
oh. Oh, okay, now we're
Now it's coming into focus.
Yeah, I thought, wow, do all of them. So both of these added together, or is this the total
No,
one?
total. Those two need added together. 5,395.08 is the total.
Do we have any idea how much it's gonna cost for the demolition and the?
Well, it's on there. The
Oh.
two,
Oh,
the one I got 15 minutes, well, no. I was talking to him, he was delivering that one, and Teresa
Okay,
called
okay,
and said, can I come early? So that one is fresh ink on that one,
okay.
Did you try to get any other bids?
did not.
At least it needs to be advertised.
Okay, Teresa advertised? Who advertises?
Now it's up to be up.
It's up to the board. Well,
I mean,
no,
if-
technically it's the county because it's county property, so,
So,
yeah.
You kinda have a plan, or not a plan, but
Specs.
specs of what they want, you want them to do.
I do not have.
You want,
That means you need to, you want them to bid apples to apples.
yeah,
yeah. if
I
you
know
can-
that doesn't always
I
happen,
know,
does it?
I know.
But it sure is easier if that's,
you try to do it and you end up with a prune.
How about Levi? Have you talked to him at all? Levi, who, Hoka?
no.
He does, I know he does a lot of,
Well, that's why you put it in the paper and
Yeah,
let
you
them
have to,
advertise.
you have to put it out for bids.
yeah.
That's just what has to
He
be
does a
done.
lot of remodeling for the,
No, I
If you
know it's
get-
a lot of work to do this, I apologize, but that's just a
Yeah.
law we gotta go by.
If you give me the scope of work, then I can get it in the paper and then they can call and.
Sherry
get that
Carmichael
from
would
me.
have that, I guess.
I wish it was that easy. It's not.
do you want me to have Levi contact you?
Willie, we have to put it in the
Oh.
paper. If Levi is interested, he can submit a quote.
Is there a
Are you gonna get hold of Sherry then?
time frame on this?
I think it has to run 2 weeks, doesn't it?
That's usually what we do, isn't it, Scott?
2 weeks.
Do you,
And if he's the only one that puts a bid in, we can accept it.
Okay.
is it occupied now?
And it's not. That's why we're trying to get this done while there's nobody in there. But
Right.
we've been at it for 6, 7 months already, trying to get this sorted out as to what to do, what not to do, scope of work.
Okay.
But just because there's, there might be somebody want to move in tomorrow, that's what you're up against, you don't know.
Right.
We're trying to get it done while it's empty, but any lady would be glad to have a new kitchen so they would live with it. If it was under construction, probably they wouldn't care, right?
Right.
Why are you looking at me? Look at Scott.
Well, we'll get an ad in the paper if you give some, like I said, some specs to us.
That way, when somebody calls, then I can
Good deal.
give it to them. Unless you want to talk to them. I can put your number in the paper.
No, thank you.
And, yeah, if we think somebody's gonna do a better job, and it's a little bit, I mean, we can,
I know you've got
Go a
some
little- we got some
flexibility.
flexibility
I know
there.
you do. But- So whoever wants bidding, they would just have to go up there and measure. I mean, I'm not gonna come up with
Well-
cabinet measurements.
No, what they need to know is what all you need remodeled.
yeah, like I think it showed you were gonna paint the living room and what I saw
But they
in
still
there.
have to have access so that they could prepare their quote, bid, whatever.
Those are the only two guys I know in the county that remodel stuff like that.
Okay, now, summer's here and rain's on the horizon, I just know it is. So I'm gonna have to start getting on Brock McAtee again about doing that drainage stuff around the south side of that building. See, and that stuff has been okayed from way, way
I
back.
thought he did it.
No, that original bid was like for 4 different things. He's done one of them on the east side of the kitchen. He did that 2 years ago already. And what you just approved that bill, that was for that west entrance and cleaning that area up around there. And there was some, they did put in some underground drainage pipe to get away from that part of the building. But that's from the entryway north is what that was for, but we need to go. We gotta drain that. There's a lagoon back in that, area. You know, that building's U-shaped. There's a lagoon over in there that needs to drain, and the only way around it is around the south wing and down that west side. So that's what we've got to do yet at
Is
this
it
point.
easier to go over and run it into Judy's garage?
Well, I guess if we had a tailwater pump,
Oh, boy.
so that's got to go and that way, and like I say, there's been bid work done on that. But that June storm last year that had so much rain, I kind of reevaluated that because I was up there at 11:30 at night and saw just how it was running at its peak. And so we need to readjust that a little bit. So I need to get with Brock and,
So you're gonna go west with it from that U shape?
well, it's got to go around the south end of that west wing, but then it's got to go north. There's a hump going west, you just can't, it won't run west. We've got to go north.
Along the pavement?
Which there's curb and gutter there too, so,
There's not curb and gutter,
on the west side of the south beam.
not from the entryway south, there's not. There is from the entryway north.
So you gotta get to that curb and gutter.
And so that needs curb and gutter, so like the hail will, you know, if you've got a drainage system and then if you get leaves building up or hail building up, it dams that water up and it doesn't drain. But I know for a fact if you're up there at 11:30 at night and that hail is backing that up, you can drive 2 wheels over on that grass a couple times and get it to drain north. Klepper laughed, he said, "I'd like to see you doing that." But it needed done.
Yeah.
But if we can, but see, at that point, that was just grass, and so it was just building up. But we gotta get a curb and gutter so it'll flush out of there. So there will be a little bit of a adjustment on that original bid that he turned in. Cause that would cost a little more to do that, but, he's the only one that has a curb and gutter machine that I'm aware of. So this is 3 years old, trying to get this done, and so I don't wanna start over totally. So I guess I would like to ask for, I guess, a change order if that's what it takes on that original bid.
Want to talk to Brock about it first?
Yeah, I think you need to get a new estimate from Brock and then,
You might have to put it out for bids again, because it's been so long.
or hold him to it since he hasn't done it.
Well, I mean, it's been 3 years, and construction costs have skyrocketed. And it's like either you hold to the original bid, and if you're not,
I
then I
realize
think.
by this change order then that maybe nullifies that. So I've been mulling that over in my mind too last week.
Yeah,
Cause you can either, if you leave it letter to letter, you could hold his feet to the fire, but if you change anything, then it opens it up again. So,
mhm.
but, so I will try to. Brock and I have looked at that 6 different times over the last 3.5 years. Cause you know, you start over every 6, 7, 8 months. Well, let's look at it and see, well, what are we gonna do? So, I'll get with him, I guess, and, so I need to come up with a new number, start over.
Well, just see where you're at. I mean, is he gonna honor the original bid, or do we have to open it up again?
And I think you need to maybe, with Brock, have an end date. Not 3 years. You got 6 months or
Prior to June 1.
what good is it if we're gonna go ahead and have water backing up in the building? I mean, if he can't do it, we gotta find somebody else that'll get it done. I know he's busy, but there's gotta be an end date.
This is kinda nuts, the situation I'm in at the moment.
Right.
And it just gets tiring, just going over the same thing 3 and 4 times and still don't have it done.
Exactly.
Let alone 6.
Oh, if he would, even if he had a change order, they're pretty common on that. Or would that still make it that we have to rebid it?
It all comes down to the dollar. I mean, we're dealing with taxpayer money. And when you're dealing with taxpayer money, that's why you go through the bid process, so that you get the best deal possible.
Right.
So if he's gonna come back and say, you know what, costs have increased so much that I can't do it for what I originally bid at, then, that, you know, you can't unilaterally say, oh, you know what,
Right.
we're gonna cut out all these
It's gonna
other
have to be
contractors.
advertised again.
Yeah, we're gonna cut out all these other contractors that might be able to do it cheaper. You've gotta open it up again, because you've gotta get the best deal possible, because you're using the taxpayer money.
I'll try to get on his list again. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Eddie, thanks for what you're
Thanks,
doing.
Eddie.
Key word is carry on.
Yeah. Have a good day, bud. Do you have anything else? You good?
I'm good.
We're done?
I don't know.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.